Hey, kia ora, Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona, where it has been a super fantastic, sparkling Serenity Sunday. How has your Serenity Sunday been today? Oh my gosh, I totally forgot this morning when I was at the dog park to give you a tell your story question of the day, but that's okay. We have one for you this evening. But anyway, so our Sunday has been awesome, amazing, everything else. I attempted to do laundry today. It didn't quite work. I did get the laundry sorted into the laundry bags. When I go over to do the laundry, I have it sorted by type of fabric. So all the t-shirts go in one bag, or the nylons over nylons, or the lingerie goes in another bag, and then I have another bag for sportswear like yoga pants or capris, those sorts of things, because they all have different drying times, and so I do that so that I'm not putting stuff in that's getting over dried while stuff's still trying to dry. And it just makes it very quick and very easy to get through the laundry. So I've done all the sorting. I just haven't made it out there yet because it's too damn hot and they don't have the AC fixed in the laundry room yet. So if you can imagine it being 100 and, I don't know, what did we get to today? 106, I think it was. 107, somewhere around there. High 40s for those, low 40s for those of you in New Zealand. Sorry, 107, 109 it got to today, but felt like 113. So if it was 113 degree, feeling 113 outside, you can imagine what it's like in a hot laundry room where they have lots. They have like 20 or 30 dryers in there. So yeah, you can imagine how hot it gets in there. Yeah, I was sort of like, I really don't want to go when it's so hot. Yeah, I could have gone to a laundromat, but that's crowds. I'm here up at the thing. You can actually pull up an app on your phone. In fact, my app will send me emails saying, "We miss you. You haven't done your laundry for a bit. We miss you. Come back, come back." So I can actually see on my app on the phone here for the way they use for the payments on the machines, what machines are available. And I always like going over them when like most of them are available. Like it's just got this list of washers and dryers, and that's when I know there's not very many people over there, so I can go over there. And they have the machines, like 6 washing machines and 4 dryers in each row. And so I can just go over there and get my laundry into the same row for the washers and then just throw them into the dryers in that row. Otherwise, I've got to pick and choose where my machine's going. Half the time I forget. So, but everything is sorted, ready to go. So I'm thinking that maybe I will get that done tomorrow when it's supposed to be a little cooler. It'll still be 3 digits, but maybe if I get over there like first thing in the morning. I can't remember what time they open, but I do have to be online in the morning before 8 o'clock, which won't give me time to do my laundry in time. Anyway, I'll figure it out. I will get it done. So we went on our Sunday mystery drive this morning, and as if you watched part 1, we were at the dog park, and you would have got to see Zeffie running around just a little bit. She was running around a lot more than that, and as soon as I pull out my phone, she was like, "I'm just going to go lay over here." But as soon as I turned the camera off and put the phone away, she was zipping and zooming around that park, having such a blast. She is so camera shy at times. I just need to pull out the phone and point it towards her, and she's off. Or she changes whatever pose you wanted to capture her in. Sometimes I can get very lucky. And if you saw on my Facebook story, I posted it last night, she's laying in her bed, and where the cutout is on the bed, you can see one eye peering over the top of the cutout. And I could see that from my recliner. And kind of like, do you feel like you're being watched? But yeah, she was just racing all over. As soon as I turned that camera off and put my phone back in my little pouch that I wear, she was off and running like crazy. But she had such a blast. And then she comes up and just flops down in the shade, and she's all, tongue hanging out, and there's bowls of water around there for her in the shade for her to drink. And so she went over to one of them and had a good drink, and then came and flopped back down again. And then she does another couple of runs around and goes and lays by the gate, which is her signal like, "I'm done, let's go." So we went. And so I kind of knew where we were, so we just popped over to and we ended up going for a drive because even though I kind of knew where we were, I kind of got lost going to where we could go and get some breakfast. So we ended up doing this great big long drive around and eventually found somewhere for breakfast. Usually when we were driving down the thing, it was sort of like food places were over on the far on the left-hand side, and we were in the far right lane, on 3-lane roads or 2-lane roads or whatever, and traffic around us. We had no way to get across. But we were back here. We're back here by 10:30, I think it was. I think it was 10:30 by the time we got back here. But we'd had a good drive out, and we had two things to do when we were out. One was to get gas, the other one was to take it to the park. So we got those two done, and then it was just like, let's just go for a drive. And we ended up on one of the highways at one point. We're good. So it was a nice drive. So we left here, I think it was like around, I don't know, what time was my live this morning? Because whatever time my live was, we had left about 15 minutes before that. And then we were driving around, and we got back here around 10:30-ish. Did some reading, had a nap, made some lunch, did some research, did some learning. So it's been a very nice, relaxing day. And I found this really cool book that I'm going to read some more. I'm going to go have a look at it on Kindle Unlimited. I think it's available on Kindle Unlimited. But anyway, I had some credits left over anyway. Because Amazon has this thing with Kindle that's what do they call it? Summer rewards. They have a thing called summer rewards. And what you do is that if you purchase, they have points for every book, whether it's a print book or a Kindle book, you get more points on. Print book, you get some points on. Then if you sign up for their letters, you get X number of points. If you spend over a certain amount on one order, you get X number of points and all this sort of thing. And then you're gathering points as you gather little badges and things. And I've got all the badges except for one. And I'm calculating. I'm like, okay, this is meant to finish September 22nd, so 22. I've just hit the 40-day of reading in a row book thing on there. Because I've been reading on my Kindle Cloud, the Kindle Cloud Reader, the genealogy books. So I finished my one, 3 lines removed, and three times removed. And now I am reading, what are we reading now, Zephy? Line of Descent, which is book 2 in that same series. And it's, again, another great book. So I'm enjoying these. But I was just browsing around, and so I had these credits that I could use. And when you get 400 points, you get $4 of credits to use. And so I had these credits to use, and I thought, oh, what will I get with those? And I came across this book. I thought, well, it had a few ratings on it, and I thought, well, it kind of looks interesting. And I started reading, and it was about learning through story. And it was information learned through the art of a story. And I love to learn that way. I like Andy Andrews' books because they're all parable type of books, but with a lot of great messages and meanings that you learn along the way. Different things for life values, different things that you can do about what happens when your dream disappears, and you've got people that you can follow through the story, and they pick up different life skills along the way. Jim Stovall also writes books like that too, learning through stories. So Jim Stovall's the author of the Ultimate Life series, and a few other books as well. And you learn life lessons, which can also be turned into business lessons as well, through the stories. And so I love those type of stories. And this one was on writing. And I thought, and I'm reading it, and I'm like, oh, I have to get this book. Because as I'm reading it, a lot of stuff that I've learned through my mastermind class, through my mastermind group, and I'm just reading the, how some of the books have a look inside thing. So I'm reading just that, what they allow you to see, and I'm reading through this going, oh. And it's in story form, and I'm reading through it, and I'm going, oh, that's, and I'm like this all the way through. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's all the stuff that we've been learning in our mastermind group, but it's all related to how to write a book. And I was like, oh my gosh. And it was like light bulb moment. It was like, ah. And so I went and got the book with my credits. So it didn't cost me anything. I love it when that happens. But it was sort of it's such a cool book. And so that's been part of my learning today was that. And I've got a new software that I'm working with for something else. And so I was going through some of the videos for that. Even ended up watching some. I like things like The Voice and America's Got Talent and Britain's Got Talent, that sort of stuff. So they have these compilation videos of from different episodes that they, like, what was one of them? Oh, yeah, the funniest block on The Voice, and they had a series of, the judges blocking each other on Voice and how they find out they've been blocked. But what I found interesting is here in the States on their show, when they hit the block and that person turns around that's been blocked, it comes straight up with blocked on the thing. There are some countries where that block does not show until the person finishes singing. So as the last note's hit, then the block is revealed. And I thought, I like that. I like that better because some of the times you get the judges while the person is singing sort of like reacting to the block that they've got, which I think kind of distracts from the person singing. It can be a distraction for the person who is trying to get on the competition. Well, they're on the competition anyway because they turned around. But, it kind of breaks their mojo or whatever. And so I thought, I like that one, that everybody turns around, everybody's name's there, and then as soon as the song's finished, the block is revealed. I loved that. I thought that was awesome. So it's just been a nice, quiet, easy day today. Just relaxing. And I was teaching Zephyr we got her a new puzzle today where she has to, I should have brought it over here. It's a small tray thing. There's a little rope handle that she has to pull the drawer open and out to get the treats that are there. Then there's one where she's got to push a lever that pushes the drawer out. And then she's got some squares that she has to push aside to get onto the treats underneath. And you can make it a little more difficult for her because they have these two little pole things which fit into all these different holes that she now has to remove that in order to make the block slide, or she has to remove it so she can then pull out the rope. So it's teaching her a sequence of steps to get a result. And she didn't fully complete it the first time out or the second time out. But, I worked with her on that, and she was getting kind of frustrated because she couldn't get this pole. And finally, she picked it up with her mouth and pulled it out. And I was like, yay! But she got lots of praise as she uncovered a new thing, because this one's a lot, it's the next level up from the ones that she normally does. And she loves the little brain game things because there's treats involved. And when there's treats involved, she's like, oh, yes, I want that. And at one point, she actually walked away from it. She had gotten the treats out from under. She managed to get the two pole things out, the two little blocking things out, and she had managed to find all the treats underneath the sliding blocks, but she hadn't figured out how to open the two little drawers. And she could smell the treats, and she was scratching at it and sniffing at it and trying to figure out how to get in there. And she kept moving the little blocks around. Maybe it's under the blocks and not somewhere else. And so I sat there on the floor, and I just saw with the lever, I just push it out, push it back in, push the lever across, push the drawer back in. And so she was watching. And then at some point, when the second time, and so at one point she gave up on it and just walked away. I'm like, okay, she's done. And we'll try it again this afternoon. So we tried it again just before I got on the live. And so she's there, and she's there's this one pole that she couldn't get out. And I'm just pick it up with your teeth, Zeph. And as she's clawing at this thing, trying to get off, she hits the lever and it opens up the drawer. I'm like, good girl. And then she gets down and she finds the treat there. Well, she gets her foot on the treat and pulls it. And there's a second thing there, which I kind of knew, but I hadn't put anything in it. I'd only put the treats in the first hole, not the second hole. And so she pulled that drawer out of there, okay, that's gone. Then she finally figured out to put her teeth around this thing and lift it off. And then she was able to get the other treat that was down there. So, and then the ones that were under the sliding things. But she hasn't figured out yet. And she kind of gave up on it. She hadn't figured out how to get the drawer out. So we're going to work with, me showing her how the lever works, pushing the drawer back in, showing her how the lever works, pushing the drawer back in. And then I'll do the same with the rope. Pull on the rope, push the drawer back in, pull on the rope, push the drawer back in, so she can see the treats are in there. And but yeah, so she did pretty well. She did pretty well for the next level up for her first couple of goes today. So we'll get her training on it again tomorrow and see how long it takes her to pick up that, if I pull this lever out, I actually get 2 treats. Because if I push the lever, the drawer comes out. If I pull it out even further, I get a second treat. And then we'll see if we can get her using the rope drawer as well. So your tell your story question of the day, which I did not give you this morning, is growing up on hot days, how did you like to cool off? So as you're growing up on those hot summer days, now see, in New Zealand, we didn't have AC when I was growing up. The house, if it was hot in the house, you opened the windows. It was as simple as that. If you got cold, you closed the windows. And you put more clothes on or put more blankets on the bed. But if you were hot, you just In the summertime, we'll put our swimsuits on, go outside, and we'll put the garden sprinkler on and just run through that, or we'll squirt each other with the hose, or that sort of stuff. Just playing in the water in the backyard. If we were at the beach, it was swimming in the ocean. If it was, we had a picnic by a river one time, so it was going swimming in the river. There was a swimming hole in the river. I've done that. That was actually on a church picnic, that one. Yeah, they barbecued eel. I do not like eel. Yeah. And there were actually eels in the river too, which kind of, as soon as I found out there were eels in the river, that was it. I was not going back in there. I don't think I've been swimming in ponds. I've been swimming in lakes, but I haven't been swimming in ponds. But wherever there was water around, and pools, of course, been swimming in pools. Like if we're at campgrounds or something, we had a swimming pool, we'd be taking out the swimming pool so we could swim and that sort of thing. But one of our favorite ones was, as a kid, was having water fights with the garden hose, and then putting the sprinkler down on the ground and running through the spray of the sprinkler. And we had one of the ones that had 4 little arms that would just spin, and these 4 little arms would spin around and spray us that way. And so you'd either stand there or you do that little funny little dance through the water and squeal as the cold water hits you, that sort of stuff. So growing up, how did you like to cool off on hot days? What did you do? Did you have water fights, water balloons? Did you go swimming in a river, a creek, a pond, a lake, the ocean, swimming pool? Anything else? Anything with water in it? Paddling pools were always good ones too. Love a paddling pool and put some water in it so you could just sit in the water. So how did you like to cool off on hot days when you were growing up? So that's your tell your story question of the day. Quick, easy, simple one and just talk about the fun you used to have. If you had siblings, or were you doing it by yourself? If it was, and one of my favorite ones was if it was raining during the summertime, we'll put and it was a hot day, we'll put our swimsuits on and go outside and play in the rain. Well, you're going to get wet anyway, so why not? That's one thing. Yeah. So explain to me this. Thunder and lightning is not involved in this story. So if thunder and lightning is not present at the time when it is raining, why, when you are in the water, be it the ocean, a river, a pond, a lake, a swimming pool, or whatever, when it starts to rain and there is no thunderstorms around, period, why do people get out of the water when it starts raining? That one has baffled me for ages. I love nothing more than being in the water when it's raining. I could never understand. I tell you this much: I got a lot of the in the local swimming pool, because we'd have the local swimming pool where you'd go down, pay to get in, and that sort of thing. And when we were kids, and I loved nothing more than when it was raining, of being in the swimming pool, because I was one of the few people that stayed in the water. Everybody else got out and took shelter, and I'm like thinking, you're already wet. It's just rain. It's water. It's what you are in. And it's just going to, but I loved it because of the way that the water felt when it was raining. It was really cool. I just loved that feeling of being sitting and being in the swimming pool while it was raining. It was one of my favorite things to do. But I could never, I still, to this day, 54 years old, I still don't understand if it's raining and there's no thunderstorms around, like there's not even a threat of thunderstorms around, why do people get out of the water when it starts raining and take shelter? Figure that one out for me, because I don't get it. And on that note, that's just one of those life mystery things that I would probably never ever get an answer to, as to why people want to get out of the water and under shelter when it's raining and there's no thunderstorms around, not even threatening, none in the distance, nothing. And yet they get out of the water because it's raining. Have a super fantastic sparkling evening, and we will catch you guys tomorrow morning for Magic Monday. Hei konera.